In this video, I'm going to show you guys a really cool solution that you can use in your DIY light shows, and I think you could use this for other stuff too. This is a really fantastic solution that I think you guys will enjoy and find really useful. And this comes from a community member named Matthew, who recently shared this awesome snowman that he put together. And you can see here he built his EMT conduit and maker pipe frame, and then he actually attached the snowman to the frame that he built with this solution that I'm going to show you guys today. And this comes from a company called Inspire Light Shows. They have all kinds of resources for people doing DIY light shows and holiday decorations and prop mounting and whatnot. And they actually have where you can buy these 3D printed mounts. They're universal mounts for Coroplast props, and they're made to go on various things. This one here is for PVC. I don't know if you can see that label on there. I've got one here for 1/2-inch EMT conduit, and then I've got one down here on the Coroplast mounted. This is for 3/4-inch EMT conduit, which is what most of our customers are using for their builds. But you can buy these mounts from them, or you can do what we did, which is actually download the STL files. They've made those available for free, non-commercial use. And if you have a 3D printer or know someone that does, you can print these out for free, if you already have them, a printer, and then you can use them in your builds. And these are pretty cool. It's just a pretty standard mount, pretty light duty. Most props aren't that heavy, and it's just made so you can slide the EMT conduit in as I just did, and then it has this hole designed in it so you can add your self-drilling screw into the EMT conduit. And then the other side here, you can see I've already got it mounted to just a loose piece of Coroplast that I had on hand, but I can show you on this other one where essentially has these oblong holes already incorporated into the file and into the design of the mount. And essentially that's just made so you can poke some holes in your Coroplast and add the zip ties, or some props I think already have mounting holes, but essentially just made so you can easily zip tie those on there. And like I said, I think you could use this for other stuff, not just light shows. I could see this being a foot that you have on the bottom of your build, where you have your this just kind of resting on the ground, and then you have your empty conduit base there and just secure with the self-drilling screw. Of course, it's going to be 3D printed, so it's not going to be the strongest thing for heavy projects, but I think it could be useful for other things, not just DIY props. And it's pretty cool that you could use the zip ties to secure it, or like I said, utilize the holes and mount it for all kinds of stuff. You could even do it upside down and mount your desktop using it. I think there's all kinds of cool possibilities, and it's pretty awesome. Like I said, free for non-commercial use, and I'll put a link to Inspire Light Shows down below. Something else cool that I noticed that I just went ahead and printed, I wanted to highlight those things specifically, but they also have these inserts that they make, and this is made so you can slide it into kind of a friction fit into some PVC fittings. I've got these left over and on hand. I think these are Schedule 40. I think this is 3/4 or half. No, this is 1/2-inch PVC. And it's made so you can just slide that in there. And it's pretty cool because that just is meant to take up the gap. So you're able to slide 3/4-inch EMT conduit into these fittings and go all the way through to the other side, as you can see there. And it's a pretty good hold. It's just friction based, but pretty good hold in there. And I don't entirely know what you guys would use this for if you're not doing DIY props, because I think this is made so you can then kind of mount your light props coming out of it with some PVC, just like I've got here. But I think you could use this for other stuff as well. Of course, I'll leave that up to you guys. You guys are the creative ones. We just share these solutions so you can use them in your builds. But this is something else cool that I just downloaded and made for free, because we have 3D printers here that we use for stuff. So hopefully you guys found these things useful and can use some of these in your projects. If you have any other ideas, feel free to leave those down below in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.